All right, well, today I wanted to talk about why I feel like most bodybuilders are broke, and I really come from a genuine place when I say this, not to fucking, twist the knife per se, but because I really care about people, especially, and I admittedly, people that are in shape and people that understand bodybuilding and that work out, that want to be fucking jacked, man, Like, dude, it's different. Ignore the fucking 800 water bottles on my desk here. This is my workstation, but I work from home. I'm an online business coach. So I actually coach bodybuilders. I coach bodybuilders how to build their business. I'm like reminding myself of what I do. But very passionate about what I do, but also passionate about helping those individuals make more money. Dude, so as a side note, my boy Nick, who works for me, he actually set up this couch. Doesn't this look sick? It's sick. This is the new spot. This is crazy because this is definitely a nicer spot for me. I wouldn't say it's the nicest spot I could get, but fairly nice compared to where I used to live 3 years ago when I first started this business. And I wasn't always a business owner. I worked fucking 30 jobs. I worked a bunch of manual labor jobs. But I was always passionate about fitness. I was always passionate about working out. I loved getting in shape and watching my body improve. And I became obsessed with it. And I also built a lot of really, really long-lasting relationships, really productive, long-lasting, healthy relationships through the gym. I met people that worked out. And when you have that shared love for fitness and for the gym, you tend to be able to build relationships pretty quickly. I started to really understand that most people that are in shape were kind of just like me, Just guys that wanted to improve, that saw a weakness and wanted to make it a strength, and it was their physique, And I remember being in shape and how much of a life-changing thing it was to go from skinny, to jacked. And all the principles that I learned through that, I really didn't truly, fully conceptualize everything that I had learned until later, And later, I mean, I'm 29 now, I'll be 30 in a few months. I've been working out since I was 14, and I've been an entrepreneur full-time for 3 years. I always wanted to have it all, be jacked and be rich and have it, Especially when I saw the Rich Piana videos. Everybody loved Rich, not everybody, shouldn't say everybody, but I loved Rich Piana. He was so inspiring for me. But I noticed there was a gap. I noticed there was a big difference between certain bodybuilders. Some had money, some did. But the overwhelming majority didn't. Crack open a DC. I'm a bit parched, I'm not gonna lie. There was just a gap, and I noticed it too, because the obsession was all on the physique. And I noticed it, and for me too, that's why I made no money. All I cared about was getting more jacked. It became something to numb me. With bodybuilding, and every bodybuilder will understand this, you can just live in your fucking box, not fuck with anybody, take your gear, eat the food, do the training, take your naps, cut everybody off, and you can still feel somewhat accomplished because you are accomplishing something. You're accomplishing a physique transformation, but there's a line that you have to draw. And most people don't understand this. Most bodybuilders don't understand this, that the line that you draw with fitness is when it goes over the line that you can't take care of your finances, or your finances are not being built in the process. There were a lot of moments of pain for me where I would literally just sit there and I'd be like, I feel like such a fucking dumb meathead. I'm at this fucking job. No one respects me. I'm jacked in all these motherfuckers. I could literally kick all their asses, right? And then that was the younger version of me. But I was like, how could this person disrespect me? I could literally kick his ass, and I'm twice his size. Obviously, does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really. But I would always think about that. And I would always think I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to own my financial situation, but I didn't know how the fuck to do it. And I wanted to make this video about really the moment, or the moments that define the bodybuilder. that can either label him as the typical bodybuilder, broke, the only thing he has to show for himself is his physique, makes no money, thus makes no impact. Think about that, right? And the difference between the bodybuilder that can do both. I realized that there is a moment, and it's almost like a glass ceiling, where you begin to, in a non-productive way, prioritize bodybuilding over these other aspects of your life, especially financial. And you have to understand something, like this is like the light bulb moment for every bodybuilder. This is the light bulb moment for every person that's jacked. You already have done the hard work. You've already done it. You did what 99.9% of fucking people can't do, and that's transform their physique. You've already done it, man. And I think that that's the first thing. Before we go any further with that, it's like, take a moment to just realize what you've done. That's the truest form of manifestation. You've really done it. You've done it. And it deserves a pat on the back. It really does. Like, it does. But in a way that you can understand that it's just the beginning of conceptualizing the value that you have for other people. When you're in shape, all of the things that you've learned, you have to realize they become so normal. They're subtle too. They become so normal, such a normal part of who you are, that you forget them. You forget. These things that become, well, everyone should just know that, and like, why isn't everyone as smart as me, and blah, blah, blah. And then this is where the ego starts to destroy the bodybuilder internally. I'm telling you, I understand this process because I've been through it. The ego destroys the bodybuilder. When the ego comes into the bodybuilder's brain, anything that penetrates the box of bodybuilding slightly has to go, right? But there's another way of looking at it as a thing of it's like two things existing at one time. It's the principles that you learn in bodybuilding and in business go across the board, and actually the quote, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you were a better business owner, you would be a better bodybuilder because your standard would be higher. One of my favorite quotes of all time, James Clear from Atomic Habits, he says, you don't rise to the level of your goal, you fall to the level of your standards. So what are your standards? Because it doesn't really matter what your goals are. And I always say, like, yeah, have delusional goals, set very high targets, but be realistic about the expectation, right? Be realistic about it. It's going to be hard. You are going to have to be super consistent. Your standard has to call for high performance. That's actually how you perform. Is you can set a goal all you want. It doesn't matter what the fucking goal is. It's, okay, well, what are the practical action steps that will create the man? With bodybuilding, using social media is literally the easiest way to do this. It's the easiest way. You just document what you're already doing. It's just documentary style value for people. And this is actually the mindset shift that you go through, right? When you don't do that, you aren't helping anybody. So think about it. For those people that are, having that conversation with themselves about, it's like an identity thing, right? Well, I want to be a coach, and honestly, I just want to help people. Well, guys, I hate to break it to you. If you say to me, or if you say to anyone, I just want to help people, that's my passion, that's my goal. You don't understand, I just want to help people, man. Well, okay. How can you help people? Well, I'm good at fitness, man. I can help people with fitness. Okay, well, how many clients do you have? None. So who the fuck are you helping? You're not helping anybody, man. Let's actually put the cards on the table here, right? Let's point out the elephant in the room, okay? You should want to make a lot of fucking money right now. You should want to make a lot of money right now. It's not a bad thing. Saying that you want to help people as it's like a mutually exclusive thing compared to making money is being fake humble. So if you really want to help people, then guess what? The easiest way to do it is to show people the process that got you from point A to point B. And that's when I realized, because my fitness coaching company did $500,000 in 2023. And then I shifted over to business coaching. And when I started to teach bodybuilders how to build their business, I realized why I was able to scale so fast. And it was something that every bodybuilder already had. I realized it. It was like I saw the light through the clouds, when it was like a beam of light. It was like this knowledge is being bestowed on me. Because it was like, I started to look at the data. I looked at the data. Most fitness coaches are making the same types of content, you know, like the surface level content, and they're all making the same amount of money. Well, why don't I separate myself from those people and create a level of a connection with these people? I created a system, which I call the organic ecosystem funnel. One of the best parts about it is that you start to make impact first. And because you make impact, you get paid for it. So it changes you as a person. It changes you as it changes the approach. It's not about fucking money anymore. You've literally ascended to a higher level. And guess what the fuck happens when you're at that level? Because you're not chasing money anymore. You start to attract it. What happens is that's when the 20K months, 30K months, 50K months, 60K months, 80K months, 100K plus months start to come in. Because you've created that much value for other people that now you're being rewarded because of it. The shift that you have to make is understanding that you as a bodybuilder already possess everything that you need. You simply just need to realize it. And it's really just a conversation that you have to have with yourself. And when you have that conversation, yeah, I think you should 100% work with a coach, work with a business coach, you know, work with me. We don't work with everybody, but, you know, yes, you should work with a business coach, but that's besides the point. You know, like blah, blah, blah. Like what's actually fucking important? Like what is the difference between success and failure? It's when someone opens their eyes to what they have not seen before, right? Because then the behavior changes. Because if I come on here and just talk about strategy, well, like, yeah, you can do the strategy. You could do the fucking strategy for 30 fucking 2 days. But if you as an individual don't change, right? If you don't change and say, okay, well, I expect people to just know about fitness when they don't. I expect people to know what I know. I'm acting like I care about helping people when I don't help anybody and I don't make money. So you don't get fucking neither. So maybe this Gabe guy is right. And the reason why, do you know why I'm so confident in everything that I'm saying? Do you know why? Because I was that person. My business, you want to know the embarrassing part? I've been full-time in this business for 3 years. I've been doing this business since I was 17. I didn't make $6K a month till my 10th year in the business. 6 months after that, I did $60,000 a month. $6,000 a month in my business. I celebrated it. I was happy about it. I remember telling my brother. 6 months later, I was at $60K a month. The reason I'm saying that is because it wasn't that I was learning new knowledge. It was already out there. It was that the intention that I went into it with, even when I did hire coaches, even when I did go to masterminds and when I did go to networking events and when I did invest the money, I said, well, I know I'm not even necessarily investing my money into this for the knowledge per se. It's because I fundamentally need to go through a character change. I'm not the man that can do this job yet, so I needed to change internally. And when that happened, everything changed. So here's my message to you, for you bodybuilders that are broke, that are struggling, even you bodybuilders and you guys that are in shape, you have good jobs, but your soul is slowly eroding. Trust me, I know the feeling. Make a decision and understand that you can never get time back. And what's changed my life the most is making decisions quickly and just letting the imperfect action collect the data so I know what to do next time. Just can't be afraid, you know? So as a bodybuilder, once you open your mind, and once you realize social media is the way, creating value for other people, coaching others and teaching them what I know is the way, that's when your life will change. I promise you. I promise you. And if this has been on your mind, thinking about it, then you're watching this video for a reason, obviously, man. You know, and from me to you, right? Because I make these videos like I'm talking to one person, and that's you. And I want you to know that I was just like you, even if we're at different age at the start and slightly different circumstances. I know what it's like to almost exist in a head like yours, in a headspace like yours, and think like that. And it's really hard to break out. But I'm telling you from the other side that if you come over here, you'll be able to see the truth. You'll be able to see things for what they really are. You have a lot of value to give. So do it, man. Don't be afraid. Build that business. Take the skills that you've learned and teach people how to do it. Stay true to yourself. No victim.